Hey everyone, it's me Jessie with Pampered Chef coming to you live from my kitchen, bringing you all things fun and foodie. Tonight we are using up some Thanksgiving leftovers in the quick cooker. So let me show you what I'm doing. All right, we are going to make a creamy pasta. Instead of the noodle as it calls for in the recipe, I'm using penne because that's what I had in the pantry. So instead of chicken stock, we're using 32 ounces approximately of turkey stock. Make sure you don't get all the gunk from it. I should have drained it, but you know, whatever. I am not putting in the raw chicken breast. Instead, I'm gonna wait for the pasta to cook, and then I'm gonna put in some chunked up leftover turkey. We need 12 ounces, so almost this entire box of penne. I will save, I don't know if you can see in there, about that much of it for some soup or something this week. Instead of ground pepper, salt, and minced garlic, I am using crushed bell pepper rub and garlic. And a couple tablespoons of Italian seasoning. Now, I did forget a spoon. That would be helpful. And yes, I am in my holiday pajamas, so, you know, whatever. So I'm covering that all up. And I'm gonna put the lid on it. And so while the pasta is cooking, we're gonna prep a couple little tiny things. You guys have seen me do this before, but it's so cool, I wanted to show you again. So what I have done here is taken about a half a block of Parmesan from Costco, and I just have it on my flexible cutting mat, and I'm just gonna dump it right into my blender because it's better to buy fresh cheese and grate it yourself, because cheese that is already grated has this like yucky stuff on the outside of it so that it doesn't stick together, which is fine for, you know, emergency uses. Fresh cheese just is better and just tastes better and doesn't have that gunk. So since we're making a creamy sauce, it's good to grate your own. Anyway, this is about a half a block from Costco. I'm putting the lid on. Oh, it would be helpful if you plugged it in. All right, so I'm just gonna go on grind and hit start. So that was less than a minute. And look, we have a whole bunch of perfectly grated Parmesan cheese for our pasta. And for future use, because this is a lot of cheese. This is like 5 cups of cheese. We don't need that much right now. It'll store in the fridge. All right, so it's been 15 minutes since we put the pasta in to cook with the turkey broth in the quick cooker. I am going to release the steam. Notice your hands are always away from the steam so you're not going to get burnt. And again, this is all completely cool to the touch, so it will not burn you either. And the lid, no matter how hard you try, will not come off until all the pressure has been released. Now, if you were cooking something like, say, a pot roast or beans or something that you didn't mind if they overcooked for a while, this automatically switches to a slow cooker setting to keep your food warm. Maybe you were making soup and you thought you'd be home, but you weren't. So it does have that timer setting on there. You can also use the quick cooker as a bread proofer, a slow cooker, for making yogurt. This thing has settings for tons of stuff. I personally use it probably the most for soups, pastas, and for cooking dried beans. So anyway, our pasta is it gonna let me let it out? Nope, see, it will not let you open it. So I'm gonna let the rest of this come out. While it was cooking, I did grind the cheese and I got out a little over a half a cup of sun-dried tomatoes. These are just ones in some Italian herbs in a jar. And then I chopped up some leftover turkey. And this is 5 well, about 5 to 6 ounces of chopped or fresh spinach and arugula blend. The original recipe is just spinach, but I had spinach and arugula. No. And then this is also some fresh basil from the garden and in the turkey. Now, if you were making this without turkey, you would just put the chicken breast in with the pasta and it would all cook at the same time. All right, so in goes the sun-dried tomatoes. Yum. And our cream cheese. There we go. It's just a block of low-fat cream cheese. Make sure we get all the stuff out of it. Oh, the quick cooker also has a sear mode function. So maybe you wanted to sear your roast before you cooked it. You could do that as well. We didn't need that for this. And then about a cup of our Parmesan cheese. Now we're just going to stir this all together. And it's gonna look a little runny at first, but as it sits for a few minutes, it will all thicken up. And then the starch from the pasta helps to bring the sauce all together and makes it super creamy and delicious. I have come to really like to make pastas in the quick cooker. This is my first time, honestly, making this Tuscan recipe, but it looked really yummy and like something I could use with all the turkey, so I thought I would give it a shot. I do make mac and cheese in here quite often. It's really good. All right, so should have probably chopped the cream cheese up into smaller pieces. Oops, sorry about that, guys. So I'm just gonna stir this up. You can see it's getting all nice and creamy. You can't go wrong with Parmesan cheese and spinach and sun-dried tomatoes and garlic. It's gonna be so good. All right, I think we're good to go. I'm just gonna let this sit for about 5 minutes and then it's dinner time. All right, everybody, I let this sit for a few minutes. It's still got a little bit of extra sauce, but that's no big deal because leftover pasta absorbs sauce and there's no way on earth we're gonna eat all of this tonight. So at least it'll still be saucy when it's left over. I am using our awesome scoop to scoop this out and it smells so good. Not like, you know, the sage and thyme, which is great for turkey for a couple of times, but after a little bit, you know, you get bored and you need something different. So this worked out great with leftover turkey. I think it would be absolutely fabulous with chicken, whether you did it rotisserie, like the way I just did it right now, or if you cook the chicken within the pasta. I am gonna top it with a little bit of extra Parmesan cheese and probably some red pepper flakes, but it is definitely dinner time. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great night, everybody. And if you have any questions about the amazing quick cooker, please feel free to reach out. It is on sale all weekend. Bye.